Good morning. Jesus is Lord. Thank God the Word works. So we've been looking at, does God hear and answer your prayers? We established that out of the word of 2 or more witnesses. Yes, He does. The what is up to you to decide what He's going to answer. And then when will He answer my prayers? So we've been looking at yesterday in 2 Corinthians 6:2, he said, as he said, I have heard thee in a time accepted, and in the day of salvation have I helped you. Behold, now is the accepted time. Behold, now is the day of salvation. And the Greek word for now is present or immediate. So that's what God says. Present or immediate. And let me remind you that He is your God. He is your Father. He came to dwell in you so that He could be there to bless you, to answer your prayers. Remember when Jesus went into the temple and He cast out the money changers and He said, is it not written, my house shall be called of all nations a house of prayer? In other words, a house where people will come and ask God and get what they ask for. So now is the appointed time. Now is the day of salvation. And then in Hebrews chapter 3, verse 15, he says that today, if you will hear His voice, harden not your heart as in the day of provocation. He's saying if you put it off, then you are provoking Him. This is what God said. Today, if you will hear His voice. Well, I say, today, I hear His voice. I do not harden my heart against believing Him. And what happened was the children of Israel, God intended for them to go into the promised land. So He had delivered them from Pharaoh, from the Egyptians. They came through the Red Sea. They crossed over into the wilderness. They sent spies into the land, not to see if they could take it, but to see where everybody was. They come back and they say, 10 of them said, we be not able to take it. 2 said, we are well able to take the land. But it was God's will for every one of them to go into the promised land. And He intended for them to go in right then. He never intended for any one of them to be in the wilderness. He brought them through so He could bring them in. So He said He had to alter His purpose for them. So He's saying to you today, don't harden your heart like they did with an evil heart of unbelief. Today, you take God's promises. You go into the throne room boldly and ask God for things. Oh, and let me bring this out. In Mark 11:24, when He said, what things soever you desire, when you pray, believe you receive them and you shall have them. He didn't put any limits on it. So, and in Psalm 78, it said that He was wroth with them because they limited the Holy One of Israel. So my confession of faith is, I will not limit the Holy One of Israel. I will not limit my Father. So He's able to do exceeding abundantly above all you can ask or think. So when is He going to do it? Today, if you will hear His voice. Let me give you another scripture, Jeremiah 1:12. God Himself said, I will hasten my word to perform it. What's He going to hasten to? His word to perform it. What is His word to you? Ask, and it shall be given unto you. He said, I will hurry to perform my word for you. What an awesome, awesome word to give to us. That we don't have to wonder if He's going to kind of, as a child, when you called for your parents and you needed their help, they came right then. Or if you were a parent, then you were right there. As soon as they said help, you came running. And so that's the way our Father is. He said, I will hurry to perform my word. Let me give you one more scripture before I close. Isaiah 65 verse 24. Are you ready for this? He says, and in that day, before they call, I will answer. And while they are yet speaking, I will hear. Wow, he's faster than McDonald's. He's faster than the fast foods. Before you call, he will answer if that's what you believe and that's what you say. Have a blessed day. Remember, Jesus is Lord. Thank God. The word works.